They call him the trend hunter, and Susanna here, there's a reason for that.
He does take it to quite the level. Thank you, Mike. Jeremy Gutsche is the founder of trendhunters.com, huge online resource for the latest and greatest ideas out there, establishing Jeremy as really the trend spotting expert for CNN, BNN, and MTV. I've seen you everywhere, Jeremy. Also the author, keynote speaker, and a graduate of the Haskayne School of Business, where he's being honored with the Graduate of the Last Decade Award tonight. How's that for an introduction?
It's pretty intense. Wow, I don't know where I pay you for that, but yeah.
Well, impressive in your few years. You've had huge successes, and so you're the graduate of the last decade. How does that feel? What an honor.
Yeah, it's obviously a really big honor. I mean, when I look back to my time at U of C, really that's where my building blocks sort of helped me learn everything that I did today, and I can kind of trace sort of all my career choices to the profs and friends that inspired me there. So it's pretty cool.
So what led you to trend hunting? Is this something you were always interested in?
Well, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't really know what my idea was. And I think like many entrepreneurs, then I was always searching. And so I chose all my jobs based on what might inspire me, but I never really found anything out. So I started trendhunter.com as a place where people could get together to share their business ideas. And I was kind of hoping along the way that I'd figure out my own. But I just loved it and stay up every night till 4 in the morning trying to make it better until eventually I could retire from my other job, just do it full time. And now we have a whole team, and it's really rocking along. So.
Huge success. And I spent hours on your website yesterday because it is amazing and fascinating. So you spot the trends and you put them out there to the world. And we're going to go through a few. We don't have all of them here, but nomadabodes is a trend that you spotted at the beginning of the year. And here's an example. This looks cool.
Sure, yeah, nomadic living. Look at these little cube houses, prefab houses. What's interesting is that we're seeing dozens of different examples like this, and often when they're prefab, if you took an overheated market like Calgary, imagine getting something like that and having that as your cabin in BC for a much lower cost because you're not paying Calgary labor costs.
That's very handy. That's very handy. Here's another one, and it's a rental culture. What do you mean by that?
Rental culture is interesting. We first saw a couple years ago everything from rentable baby clothes to rented luxury experiences, things like the Prada purse you get one weekend and the Gucci the next as part of a program. But now we're starting to see that really take off in an uncertain economy as people are finding a lot more stuff they can rent, and that desire to kind of live the dream or have a lifestyle but not have to pay the full price.
Yeah, it's cool to rent stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. Green appliances or green appliances, it's a merged word.
Sure. Green appliances, as we look at technology of the future, here you can see a little pod for your dishwashing, but there's also smaller versions of waterless dishwashers or clothing washers where basically you have something that looks kind of cool, but it also is a lot more energy efficient, it's smaller and better for the world, I guess.
Interactive iPad fairy tales. Our gadget guy Mike Yanni was really excited about this stuff. Explain what's the concept here?
Well, the iPad, which is the hottest tech device in Canada this week, because it's just been launched, is more than just music and browsing the internet. And if you take a look at this concept here, an actual device you can get, this is the Alice in Wonderland ebook, but it's animated. It takes learning to a completely different level, and you're going to see a lot more examples like this. Actually, I'm getting excited for Exploding Chaos, my book, to get out, because similarly it's half imagery, and so I'm hoping I can do something a little funky with it.
Wow. Yeah, when you talk about getting kids engaged in learning again and reading again, this is amazing, accessible resource for them.
That's captivating.
Here's another trend, kids as adults. What do you mean by that?
Well, the latest generation of parents love showcasing their kids to be like themselves. So here we have a young child, and she's walking around in high-heeled shoes. We've also seen basically temporary tattoos for tots and all these things that kind of dress your kid up to be more like you. Some are controversial, some aren't, but this is certainly one of the trends.
As a mother of a 2-year-old, this scares me. This
As
scares
it should.
me.
Well done.
Photoshopping the family. This is crazy and fun. Hours of entertainment here.
Freak out your relatives just a little bit more. Again, this generation is a little bit more savvy with technology. Things like Photoshop then lead us to sites like this, manbabies.com, where you swap man and baby for a little extra entertainment.
This is hours of entertainment. We just, the tip of the iceberg with Jeremy Gutsche. He's with trendhunter.com. I know you have a new book out. He is being honored as the graduate of the last decade at the Haskayne School of Business. He's a Calgary boy, and we're very proud of all your accomplishments. Nice to have you in this morning.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
All right. All the links to Jeremy on our website, breakfasttelevision.ca. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you very much.
We're taking a break, 7:43 on your Thursday morning. Yes, starting to spit out there a little bit. We'll get you updated on that just ahead.